7 minutes late. Wow. Wow. Only because Broski's, I thought I set it to 5 past, but that wasn't the case. I still would have been 2 minutes late anyway. But yeah, I was just waiting for Hass. He's still doing up his camera. So we're just waiting for him anyway. And yeah, I can just about breathe out of my nose. Let me turn up lighting. There we go. That looks way better. There we go. Oh man. Oh man. Kill switch, what's happening, bro? Nah, do you know what? If I had any FPL players in playing tonight, then maybe, just maybe, but nah. Bournemouth, not worth it, you know, not worth it. Well, yeah, how's everyone doing, man? How is everyone doing on this nasty Monday evening? Also, we've got a few bits to talk about. We'll just wait for Hass to join. Whilst we do that, we'll just have a little waffle beforehand. Yeah, I just want to say, Semenyo, yeah, I almost put him in. I'm not going to lie to you. Excuse me, but do you know what? I've just played my wild card as well, and I regret not putting him in because he's so cheap, you know? Yeah, it's so cold today, man. Honestly, I've got jogging bottoms on, I've got a hoodie, even had the heater on. It's definitely not summer anymore. Let's just say that. But yeah, well, you know, it's the end of September, so either way, we did all right. Had a lucky week on cops. Oh, nice, man. Kill switch. We're definitely going to be talking about that. Myself and also Hass as well. I swear, Hass, he must be like half Irish because he's been getting very lucky, man. And I'm happy for him. I am. But yeah, I'm just waiting for him to join. What's the latest cops, broskies? Anyone hit on the Travis? Anyone got the AM1 year 4s? The Pattas came today. Well done. I'm glad. Was that from the sneakers restock? And we got to talk about that, bro, because there was a few people in the comments that were talking like me and Hass were crazy, saying about the sneakers. There's no sneakers app drop. What are you talking about? Da, 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 da. Well, you know, just saying, we were right. Oh yeah. Ali, walaikum salam, bro. How's it going? Yeah, man. We got to talk, bro. We got to talk about that Patta drop again. I thought it was over, man. Still going through dramas with this Patta collaboration. But yeah, we'll talk on it, man. We've got like at least an hour and a bit to chat, to have a good old waffle. Ali saying, picked up the AM1 3 and 4 at outlet. Wow. Do you know what? If you would have said 30% off as well, crazy. You know, if you would have said that last year or even the year before, whenever it was, like, people would be thinking you've lost the plot. It was a long raffle window, an hour. Yeah, it was. But guess what joker was sleeping? Me, because I was so ill. Do you know what's funny? I woke up early and I was like, let me check about 8 o'clock. If there's any news. Yeah, okay, Hass is in the building. Oi.
How's it going?
What's happening, bro? We're just talking
technical difficulties, camera and everything else. But yeah, we got there in the end, I think.
All good, bro. Yeah, it's looking good, man. Looking good. I was just talking about the Patta, the sneakers restock, how I didn't cop this time again. Because obviously this week I've been mad ill, so like, you know how it goes. Sometimes you need the power nap and your body's just like, bro, you need to rest. So I think, was it 10 to 11? It was the whole hour on sneakers.
Yeah, 10 to 11.
Yeah, so I must have woke up early. I was thinking around 8 o'clock, let's just see what's what. Nothing, didn't really see much, or I didn't really look, to be honest, that much. And then I ended up like, just let me just close my eyes. And then I woke up literally 11 on the dot. I'm not even exaggerating. I saw your message. I was like, no. And then I went and it was like, yep, closed like a minute ago or something. I was like, it's just not meant to be, bro. It's just not meant to be. But
I mean, my take from that, by the way, hello to everyone out there watching the show, by the way. Once again, I just want to apologise for all the technical difficulties. I had a bit of a water spillage as I was setting everything up, so I had to clean my laptop and everything else. So I do apologise. Yeah, that morning, I mean, the day before, I think I was saying to Erkin, I've got to be at work next day, so I don't know if I'm going to even make the drop because we get so busy where I work. And to be able to get in there and everything else whilst I'm serving customers and stuff is going to be a nightmare. But I got ill, not on purpose, but I was really ill and I had to come back home that day. So that morning I come back home, I'm in my deathbed and 11 o'clock rolls up and I just went in and I went out. Literally, it took me like 2 minutes and I thought, this is too easy. This is too easy. I've gone in, I've come out. Surely, let me text my boy and see if he's got his pair as well. And I knew he had an appointment as well. And he's like, bro, I'm trying to check out. But, you know, I think you was trying to check out with like some garments as well. And
socks and everything.
It was just like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Anyway, cut a long story short, I managed to get my pair, but, you know, obviously it weren't the same story for Erkin. You know, it was just one of those things, I suppose. But
yeah, man. The thing is, we haven't even... Go on, bro.
No, I was just saying, I'm glad I managed to get the cop, and obviously a bit disappointed that you didn't as well. And I think I've been trying for the last couple of weeks now, just looking around for you as well, for some reasonable prices. But
yeah,
we have got it in hand today. I mean, I got them right here.
Yeah, you got a few pickups, man. We're gonna jump into amazing, man.
I mean, we'll get into the other pickups, but
yeah.
These shoes are so nice. I mean, my missus, she's not really big on any shoes I get and stuff. But the other day she walked in to my spare room here and she was like, what are those? They're really nice. And I was like, yeah, they're you know, they're Pattas and, you know, I picked them up last week. She goes, they're really nice. So it gives you an idea how nice these are. You can see it there. The side panels are like all denim sort of thing. And then you've got this nice nubuck there as well. The green hits are all denim, by the way. It's just a lovely pair of shoes, if I'm being honest with you. And then one thing I do like about these is the green air unit there. I'm glad they went with the green air unit. It just looks so good. And then the other thing is you've got the swoosh there, which is also sort of stitched in with the same color as the side panels and the toe guard. But yeah, just absolute fire pair of shoes. I don't know if I could show you. You've probably seen this a million times, but you know, I think it's a nice little nod that they got the 20-year anniversary inside the sole as well, and the insole.
Yeah,
and yeah, man, these are just so clean. It's unreal. And it'll be hard to keep these clean, by the way, but who cares? Just wear them. You know what I mean? But yeah. What are you saying, X?
Man, I think I don't know if it's just me being sour, but obviously we didn't speak about it before. I think I posted it on Instagram about me missing the early access email. Now, I only saw this email because I was selling my big bubbles, my Air Max 1 big bubble, the red pair, and the geezer wanted proof of purchase. So I was like, all right, cool. So I'm searching up Air Max 1s. Where did I get them from? Can't remember. And I saw a Patta email and I was like, wait, hold on. He said early access or something. I was like, nah, this must be, this can't be right. So I checked it and it was about early in the morning talking about the 10 o'clock, you got 30 minutes to buy them. You know, once you check out, you can't go back in and all this stuff. And I looked at it and I was like, nah, you know, your heart sinks. I had guests around as well. And I just thought, nah, I need to go to the toilet, bro. I need to just relax and calm down. I think I messaged you as well, put it on Instagram. And from that moment, I was like, it's just like God or someone or something is just telling me, right now, you don't need them. You're not getting them for now. You might get them at a later date because even the restock, like I was mentioning before you jumped on, bro, I woke up like a couple minutes after the draw ended. Like it's things like that. I'm thinking, do you know what? Yeah. Even on the resale market, it's dropped a bit. It's gone for around what, 250 now. Obviously, it's dropped quite a bit because people have got more pairs and people might be not as hyped for the drop. They've moved on to bigger things like the Travises, more hyped things, I should say, not bigger things. But yeah, man, I'm not as upset as I was just because I was more fuming about them giving out early access and then you can't even get them on the actual drop, when this mug here missed the early access email. So yeah, I have to like apologize to Patta. If you're ever watching this, I apologize. It's my fault. But yeah, amazing pair, man. I mean, I think now the weather's sort of changed as well, and it's sort of like autumn. It's that sort of shoe you can rock up with a bit of neutral tones, khaki vibes, brown vibes, and I think they might even drop better in the autumn compared to summer. Even though, yeah, obviously white and green in the summer, banger. But yeah, we might as well talk about other pickups, bro. I mean, I was saying earlier, you might be half Irish because you've been killing it. The luck's amazingly on your side, man. What other pickups we got, bro?
Oh man, so I think it was straight after I picked up the Pattas, I hit on the Visties, so the Visty SB Dunks. For anyone who's a dunkhead out there, if you've been living under the rock, we had the Visty drop a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, I managed to go through the EQL app on the drop day or a few days before the drop, and I managed to hit. So I managed to hit from stateside. Although I paid, I think something like £40, I think it was, for shipping and all the taxes and stuff. To be honest, it's a small price to pay for, actually hitting on the shoe, because lo and behold, I didn't get anywhere with sneakers on the actual day. So yeah, let's have a look at the Visties in hand. These come through the post today, through the DHL courier. So these are here. We've got the Visty SB Verdy.
Wow.
I mean, these are just. I mean, look, let's just have a look at the hang tag for a start. This is really good quality, by the way.
Oh man,
crazy! You get hang tags. This thing is really heavy. I mean, you could do some damage to someone with that. But it's really cool. I think they've done a really good job. So yeah, you got on medial and lateral sides, you got like the furry hits. You got a lovely pink swoosh there as well, running through. And you got this sort of corduroy on the sides again, like it's like blue corduroy, sort of suede corduroy. It's really, really nice to the touch. And you know what? It's just something different. It goes back to what Nike SB Dunks were all about when they were doing collaborations, was doing shoes that were just out there and just, using funky materials and, head turner. This is what I'd call it, is like a head turner, basically. Walking down the street, someone's looking at that, it's like, whoa, neck breaker. But yeah, like even the little details in there, you can see the Visty character in there as well, and the insole as well. And I like the fact that they've used yellow on the midsole. I just think it's not going to be for everyone. It's not for everyone. First thing that people think about with these is, how am I going to pull it off? And rightly so. But I think with a pair of baggy jeans, maybe white t-shirt, it's quite simple, really. It's just if you're brave enough to wear it without assuming what people might think, which I really don't care. So, but just to go with another different lace option, these did come with blue and green laces as well, light blue and light green. I've gone with like a lilac color lace as well, if you can see on there. I just think gives it another sort of dimension. It's sort of that pastel color. The shoe's sort of based on like pastel colors anyway, so it's just another lace option for anyone who's got this out there. But yeah, man, I hit on these luckily, and took about 2 weeks for it to get delivered from LA, and yeah, that's when I really thought my luck's in. I messaged Erkin, I think on the same day. I said, bro, I hit on the Visties as well. I don't know what's going on, but my luck's just like boom, when it rains, it pours. So yeah,
great pair, man. And even we spoke about it last pod, or last stream. It's not my kind of thing, like SBs, but when a shoe like that comes out, crazy, man. Are you gonna shave them? Because I know a lot of people are talking about shaving them, a bit like the flea markets beforehand. What are you thinking?
I'm not a big fan of altering shoes, unless I can hit on 2 pairs and I want to alter one. I can always have 1 pair just to stay as it is. But with these, because unless I'm going to pay resale on them, I'm probably going to only have 1 pair, and I just want to keep it as it is. So I probably won't shave them. But what Nike do with their SB Dunks, notoriously, some of them have underlayers. So as you skate in them, you get the underlayer coming through, a bit like the Alexis Sablones that recently came out. It's got sort of like the chameleons.
Yeah,
It's got like a purple underlayer to the green dragon skin, which is quite nice. But no, I'm going to keep these as they are, I think, because I think as it is, they're just quite a fire pair. So
yeah,
I don't know.
so
What
good.
did the chat think? What do the viewers think?
Yeah, chat. What are we saying? Are we shaving the Verdys or the Visties? What are we saying? For me, if I had them, I don't know. I think I'd wear them until the hair, if you will, does get a bit messy and see what happens to them naturally. And if they get dirty, then you could just shave them off like that. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing, man. Yeah, obviously I haven't been as lucky as Haas, but we did a little reach back. As you can see, I did just put a video out a couple hours ago talking about this pair. It is the Verdy 95s. I mean, cult classic, if you will. Not the most hyped, obviously not the most sought after, but for me, definitely one I've been eyeing up for a while. I mean, Freddy Krueger, probably top 3, top 5 villains out there. Yeah, man. I don't know how Nike got away with this. I mean, even like the nods to the jumper and the stitching. I don't know if you guys can see on camera here. The stitching there is crazy, man. The spots of blood. And obviously, Halloween's right around the corner, so it would have been rude not to. I don't know if you can see in there, the Nike swoosh shirt.
Wow.
But yeah, man, obviously we had to pay resale, but I weren't too mad because there was the eBay 10% off. I got them for just under 180, which I was trying to go for 160-ish, but you know, there's sometimes the reason why actually, when I think about it, the reason why I'd rather pay that little bit more where I can see the sneakers, like pictures and stuff on eBay, is because certain shoes, and this was one of them, you just don't know about QC, where there's like glue or, you know, some panels look different to the other shoe and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I think this was definitely one I've been eyeing up for years at this point now. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
So,
I think the Freddys, obviously the Krugers, should I say, they make most people's top 10s in terms of Nike Air Max 95s. And I think it's definitely in the top 10. For me, it's one of the most unique pairs. And the fact that it's based off the film as well, loosely, not officially, I think it's just amazing. It's a fire pair, man. And the fact that you got it for 160 as well on a 10% discount from eBay is
180, man. 180. I wish it was 160.
Oh, sorry, 180. Sorry, yeah. But even 180, I think that's a dub, man. I mean, you know, 180 for me is just crazy. I mean, how much were they going for a year or two back? I think somewhere in the region of 290 to 300. So
yeah, exactly, man.
Big dub.
I think, like, you know, like with resale, all depends on sizes. And I think about it now, I think they retailed for around 150. But with inflation and everything at the moment, like a retail price of a 95 is around 175, 180. So I can't be too mad. It's just, it was always going to come home. You know what I mean? It's one of those shoes, man. I think you picked up a few as well, didn't you, on the eBay 10% off discount?
Yeah. So look, the first thing I did was I was like, there's 10% off on eBay. Get on the app right now. I think it's on for 3 days. And then I went a bit crazy with it as well, I think. But the fact that the 10% is there is always enticing. So I managed to pick up 3 pairs. And one of them I'll show you is one that Erkin is really familiar with, which is Air Max Day Volts. Now, Erkin, tell me how much you love these shoes, because you probably love it more than I do, but these are just absolutely fire. I mean,
yeah, man.
Those neon hits with the blue and everything else and the blue hang tag, I think these are just perfect, you know, for summer or even winter if you want to wear it during the fall as well. I think they're just perfect all-round shoes. But I'm a big sucker for bright neon, just as much as Erkin. I think these are right up there for me this year in terms of Air Maxes. I think probably in the top 10. For most people, wouldn't be in the top 10. For me, just the color blocking alone, I think gets it into that top 10. So yeah, I managed to hit on these, believe it or not, for £95 on eBay with my 10% discount.
Amazing.
I think I think that's a dub. So I can't really go wrong with that. But yeah, how much were these when they first come out, Erkin? I think they were about 145.
I believe that, I think it was 145, 155, something like that. But at the time, I was like, do you know what? I don't care, because I know a lot of people, looking back now, obviously hindsight, they're not as hyped as I thought they'd be. But either way, I was like, nah, do you know what? I missed out on the original red one. And there was no way I was making that same mistake. A lot of people missed out on them anyway, but obviously if you can get them for like 90 quid, £100, man, you can't be too mad at that, Definitely top 10 for me though, in terms of Air Max.
100%. And by the way, if no one knows, they did do a royal blue version as well. I think it was like a royal blue version of Air Max Day, Air Max ones as well, which weren't as popular as these ones. But not to stop there. I swiftly moved on to my next target, and this is the Now these I had my eye on, and I think they do it in various different colors as well. On release, let's see if we can get it out of the box for you. Really big box, by the way.
Yeah, it looks massive.
Massive box. But as we know, Sakai doesn't do anything small, so let's take that one off the shoe. So we've got the Sakai collaboration with Nike. It is indeed the LD Waffle, famously known for having the double tongue and the double swoosh. I believe this one was collaboration with Sakai and Clot as well. So it's got that thing where Clot's quite famous for having almost a translucent toe box. I don't know if you can see there. It's not fully translucent, but you could probably see it if you're wearing like red socks or green, whatever it is. But yeah, man, I had my eyes on these for quite a while when they come out. They've been out for a while now. And I just think it's a fire pair to wear a pair of trackies, or if you're going on a night out, you want to wear something comfortable. I just think they look really stylish, really, really stylish. Again, not everyone's cup of tea, but for me, again, you look at these and you think, wow, it's just got that wow factor for me. The colors, again, orange and, the deep red. I just think it works with a sort of green hits along the edges. I just think it's a really cool pair. And these I managed to pick up for 115, so £115, and I believe that is also below retail, so below the 145 I think it was when it first come out. So another pair I'm glad I hit below retail. Definitely worth having. And also they've got really, really super fire color blockings of these as well. They've got different colors which are also amazing. And they've got neutral ones as well, black and white. But what do we think of the LD Waffles? I mean, it's something that was on my radar for a while, and they've been out for a while, but I had to pick them up, especially 115 as well.
Man, you can't. This is what I'm saying. Like, as much as there's so much fire coming out, sometimes you got to check your shoulder and be like, what can I go back for when there's like a discount, or there's a shoe that no one's really talking about anymore. Whether it's a year, 2 years down the line or whatever. But yeah, man, I think we're gonna is it got another pair? Hass? I think you picked up 3, no?
There is there's actually 2 more pairs, but I'll go through the next eBay pair.
Cool.
Also a big, huge shout out to Homer44 it is. Just mentioned that he's got a win on Travis on sneakers. Mate, that is huge stub. Honestly, not many people were able to get a hold of these shoes, and the fact that you've got a pair, congratulations to you, bro. And make sure you wear them. Don't resell. Wear your shoes. Right. So the last pair, I missed out on these actually earlier in the year when they dropped on sneakers. I was really disappointed because I think, again, they're a unique pair of sneakers, and that is the Jordan 3 Nina Abney Chanel. I mean, look, these are just absolutely, what she's done with the Jordan 3, how she's totally sort of transformed the silhouette. I think it's amazing. She's gone totally canvas on the front, well, all around the shoe. And she's got a hit of suede along that toe box area. Yeah. And then if we look at the back there, I mean, I've never seen this before. It's like sort of grass cutting of Nike Air.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
And then we'll finish it off with that lovely sort of orange Jumpman label on there as well, which gives it a nice little touch. Obviously, we've got the orange hang tag, and the other side is white. And if we look inside, we've got white and orange sort of checkered insole there as well. So yeah, these for me, I think they're very unique. I think Complex also mentioned them on their show as well, as being, you know, something unique and definitely one of the best shoes to release this year. And yeah, I'm just glad I managed to get a pair of these again under retail. You guessed it, I got these under retail. So I got these for £205. I think released these were just, I think, 215 or 220. So yeah, I'm happy I managed to get these. Happy for eBay giving us the opportunity to go back and buy these shoes. Believe it or not, I mean, 10% is a decent amount to you know, to take off a pair of shoes, you know, believe it or not. So yeah, those are the three that I bought from eBay on that week. And yeah,
nice, man. How about the fourth and final? Was it a reach back, or was it a dub, a recent dub?
No, it's just a small dub. I wouldn't call it a dub, but you know, a hit on sneakers this week. It wasn't really a hard hit, but
okay.
I say, but I managed to complete the Ugly Duckling pack.
Nice.
So I managed to get a hold of the ceramics, and for those that are still interested, I think they're still out there on sneakers and other outlets as well. But yeah, what a time for these to come out, because these come in, they come out sandwiched between the Travis Scotts and the Jordan 4 Amamaniers as well. So really went under the radar. And I think this pair is absolutely, again, for me, essential if you want to complete that Ugly Duckling pack. We had obviously the plums release earlier on this year, and then we had the veneers release as well, and now the ceramics as well. So managed to get all three, and believe it or not, this is absolutely really plush for a non-SB shoe, just like the other two. The quality is insane. The materials that they've used on this, the suede on this, is just really nice. And all I've done, really, if you're wondering why the laces are different, I've swapped the laces for black SB laces, or sort of smoky black SB laces, which give it a different sort of edge. I'm all for having laces the same color as the tongue. You can never go wrong. Original laces on these were sort of the green color, which the swoosh is. But yeah, managed to pick these up, complete the Ugly Duckling pack, and thank you, sneakers. It's mine a dub, but there you go.
Listen, man, a dub's a dub, but yeah, crazy pair. I think the only dunk left in my collection is the Dusty Olives, but technically it's not part of obviously the pack, but it was one that got similar sort of praise, if you will. Yeah, another shoe that I got gifted to me from Nike. So that's probably one sneaker I won't get rid of. And with the Ugly Duckling pack, it's like when you get one, you can't just settle for one. So that's why I haven't bothered, because I know I'd end up getting all three. But yeah, that's probably the closest I've got to any of those. Yeah, even a lace swap, like Killswitch said, man, crazy. It kind of gives it that SB Dunk vibe as soon as that lace swap's in there, man. It's crazy. Yeah,
I just think it gives it that sort of, it makes it look more edgy with those black laces. I mean, don't get me wrong, the green laces which it comes with are quite nice as well, and it complements the swoosh on there. But I think the black just overall, I think, just completes the shoe, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And also perfect pair of shoes to wear during the fall for winter as well. Halloween's coming up. You can rock these during Halloween if you want, or that time.
Exactly.
So many options, man. And yeah, you can never go wrong with like sort of deep orange colors on a shoe. But I'm sure you had the Ugly Duckling Air Max 1 as well.
Yes, and that's another reason why I haven't gone for them. I got the Pecan and the Honeydew.
That's right. Yeah.
They come in like a pack. Weren't the most hyped. Obviously, there were GRs, and it came around, or both of them came around when obviously Casinas came out, concepts and everything else. But Yeah, it's definitely two pairs of Air Max ones that I sort of just wear whenever, not really thinking about, man. But that sort of color blocking, the suede and everything else, lovely, lovely. Yeah, man. All right, we're gonna move on to someone mentioned it earlier, Homer mentioned it earlier, the Travis Scott launch. Absolute nonsense of a launch yet again. I think I entered about 7 raffles. Obviously, sneakers, I'm probably banned on there by now, but yeah, didn't work out anywhere. We saw news of the backdooring pre-launch. This was the most sort of, how can you say, produced Travis Scott Jordan 1. I think, what was it, 180,000 pairs, 130,000 pairs, something like that. Still managed to take L's everywhere. Has any luck? I know the answer, but any luck?
No luck at all. I think I entered around 10 raffles and didn't hit on any. I got a few from my group who did manage to hit, but through SNS, Foot Patrol, someone managed to hit over in Germany. And then there was a few lucky ones that actually hit on the sneakers app as well. But for me, it was just, it was horrible on actual drop day on sneakers, because soon as it was 8 o'clock, it just started glitching straight away. It wasn't loading up. There was issues with it sort of loading up. And then you'd get through to the pay section, and then it will chuck you out, and then you had to go back in. I think it took me around 8 minutes to actually get in and give my card details, pay for everything.
Yeah.
And then join the queue. So yeah, there was no luck on sneakers. I believe there was only 62,000 in the US. And then it was across the globe as well. So another 120,000 across the globe. So 100,000. So it tells you how limited these shoes were, even though this is the biggest drop that they've ever done. But we do also know that there was issues with backdooring. I still don't believe they've sorted out the bots on sneakers, other apps. I think it's still going on. But one thing I must say is they have a restock raffle going on at Foot Patrol now. So if you go onto Foot Patrol, you can enter the raffle again if you missed out, all sizes, and then it will be drawn again in the next 3 days. And also, interestingly, they're also on SNS doing a restock of the J Balvin Rio Jordan 3s.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
I have put in for those as well. Get over to SNS now, sign up, and try your luck.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to enter a size 9 UK for the Foot Patrol raffle, much obliged. Obviously, I'll give you some stuff on top, no problem, some Broski merch. But yeah, I did see actually from Killswitch, he says the Foot Patrol Soho AAM in-store raffle, 130k pairs, 100k backdoored. Yeah, I think it was Bugs. I don't know if anyone follows him on Instagram. He does like content and stuff, short form content, but he did the same thing, went to, I think, Foot Patrol, Central London, 8 a.m. I think that would have been the vibe. Like if I weren't ill, I would have definitely tried my luck in more raffles and obviously in-store raffles where I could. Probably I'd say maybe top 2 or 3 Travis Scott lows where I have been interested. I think my favorite has been the reverse mocha, just because I'm more interested in the browns with the with that collaboration. Although the khaki is fire, it's just, you can tell from the resale market, and I never obviously base value and hype and stuff off the resale market. From what I like anyway, it's more, you can see where this pair is now. It's starting to get a bit of fatigue. Don't get me wrong, 500 quid or so is what they're going for. Still mad. But it's not around the £1,000 mark where previous releases are going for. £1,000 plus. Yeah, a lot of dubs, a few here, sneakers, wins as well, which is great. I just don't know, man. I think the last win I've had on sneakers was probably the Royal Volts Air Max 1s. And yeah, it's just been, I think I'm like banned, shadow banned, I think they call it. But yeah, man, it's nuts. Where did you enter anyway, bro? Because I think I entered about 7 or 8 raffles.
Yeah, I entered via sneakers, obviously. I got my wife to enter as well. I think I got everyone to enter, and then I've entered Foot Patrol, SNS, I think BTSN, Boston, I think it's called. I think they had a couple. A few
Yeah.
from Germany, a company called A Few.
A few, yeah.
And there was another couple as well that I can't remember, but I just tried to hit on everything or go for everything. But yeah, it's no joy, man. It's just, yeah, so frustrating because I feel like as someone who, you know, I say collects and wears their shoes, I feel like I do have to have a Travis Scott in my collection. At
Yeah, we
least
spoke about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
one pair, you know, just I'm not, you know, bound by the hype, so to speak. I like what I like at the end of the day. For me, I think a lot of people define everything by a Travis Scott, if you know what I mean. If you haven't got a Travis Scott, then blah blah blah. But for me, it's more about what you like as a collector and a sneaker enthusiast, you know. But yeah, definitely for me, if I had to go for one, it would be the mockers, reverse mockers. I even like the canaries as well, to be honest. This is my vibe.
Okay.
And the canaries at the moment, they're going for about £350 if you can find it on eBay. So, you know, not that difficult to find. And I would say right now is a very good time to try and hit sneakers on eBay, as people are selling to actually buy a pair of Travis Scotts. So at the moment, even myself, I'm contemplating a pair of Concepts Air Max 1. The far outs, and I've been offered 280 brand new in the box.
Nice.
So,
Special box and stuff, or
special box with the whole lot for
nice.
280. So I'm gonna go by what this is what I planned for tonight as well. I'm gonna go by what the chat and the viewers are saying tonight. Do I go for it, or do I try and drop it a bit more? 280 for a pair of Air Max 1 Concepts, far out, the whole shebang. So let me know in the chat. Depending on how many yeses or nos I get, I'll go for it tonight. And maybe when we do the next show, I might actually have it in hand for you guys.
Yeah, I think that's the only one I'm missing out of the pack. I got the mellows and the heavies.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I think I spoke about it last time. The heavies were very like cut above the rest of the pack, and then slowly the mellows have grown on me. But yeah, we're gonna look back in at least a couple years time and think that pack was something special, man, especially amongst the Air Max community. So good. But Harry comment here, hey bro, I haven't seen the video yet, but those 95s are one of my absolute grails. Yeah, he's talking about the obviously the Freddies, lovely pair, and yeah, Hass is totally right, man. I mean, I'm even contemplating getting rid of a few of my pairs just to get a Travis. Do you know what I mean? Because I know the resale isn't too bad, and I think it's plateaued at the moment. I can't see it going below around 500. It's a bit reactionary. That's why I'm trying to take my time, calm down. Bit like the Pattas, the Chlorophylls. You kind of feel like you're missing out, and then you just pay silly money and then regret it after because there's like a restock or another raffle that you kind of wish you just waited for. But yeah, definitely, man. I think we mentioned it last stream or last pod actually. You do want at least one Travis Scott, even if you're not a hype beast or you go for the hype. You just want one. Like at least you can be like, right, I've got something that I've really looked forward to that isn't the normal stuff, you know, like for you, the SB Dunks, for me, Air Max, and so on, man. But yeah, we've got more L's on the Patta Air Max 1. I believe Homer's talking about the sneakers drop. It was weird though, going back to that, bro, like it was a whole hour for a draw and people still missed out, you know? My theory is all the pairs that were cancelled on the Patta drop were then used as the sneakers drop. I could be wrong, but that's my theory because it didn't look like there were a lot of dubs on there.
Yeah, for me, I can only go by what people are telling me. I didn't go for it at all, but yeah, it'd be kind of strange if they only used the cancelled pairs to drop on sneakers because it was all advertised on sneakers beforehand. You know where they put the story and everything else, so people know it's actually going to be dropping. But yeah, I mean, you might be right. I mean, a lot of people did miss out, and as far as I know, that is it now. There's not going to be any more drops of the chlorophylls. that was the only other one on sneakers, no more pairs, which is what I watched this morning on another show. So yeah, it's definitely one that I thought there'll be more pairs of, more readily available for people, but obviously it's a bit more limited than what we first imagined. So
yeah.
hopefully the resale will be, decent, come towards like Christmas time and stuff. But we all know the market goes up a bit, Christmas time.
Yeah.
People want to buy shoes for some people, and obviously sellers take advantage of that as well. So
yeah, it's true, man. I think even if there's another 10% off eBay, if you're watching this, you got some more customers here, but I think that's going to be one down the line where I'll reach back just for the sake of it. Do you know what I mean? I think I haven't forgotten about them. It's just in terms of timing, obviously AM1 95s are soon to be. I think they might be next at the release. I can't see them going from the 4. Maybe they'll go for the Air Force One. I can't see them sort of going from back to forward with that. The Jordan 4 AM1 though, how's everyone feeling about that? Did you go for them, Hass, or was it just like, nah, I got to sit this one out?
Yeah, no, I took an L on the Jordan 4 AM1 again on sneakers, weren't very nice to me, so I probably lucked out on the Visties and the Pattas. So no, there's another redraw at the moment on Foot Patrol for those as well, so I've put in again. And honestly, I don't think they're going for much above retail at the moment. So what I've done with those is I've put it on the back burner somewhat, and I'm looking at those as pairs that I can always go back for and purchase. I'm going to Miami later this year as well, so hopefully, apparently, they've been sitting in outlets there as well. So I'm hoping I can just walk into a store and pick up a couple of shoes, as well as like the 95 Torontos as well.
Oh yeah,
retail. So yeah, remains to be seen what's going to happen. But I think going back to resale come this fall, I think the best time if you want to buy shoes is probably like January time, where everyone's a bit broke. They've spent all their money. How am I going to make a bit of money? Right, I'm going to sell my shoes. I think it's probably one of the better times to actually go for pairs that you might have missed out on. People are more inclined to sort of sell a little bit cheaper just to make some money back. So that's what I would do if anyone's considering going back for a pair.
Yeah, because even the AM1 website, they were sitting. Like, I think I got the email saying they're available. I sent you the link and I put it in the Discord. By the way, if you haven't joined the Discord, obviously links in the description. And they were just sitting for a while. The only way they were probably sitting is because people from abroad obviously couldn't get it delivered to their address. I think you had the same problem, Hass. Soon as you get to that final stage, it says, oh, they don't deliver to your address. So you're like, okay, so you made me type it all in, get my hopes up, and then that was it. But yeah, it seems like
I actually forgot about that. You messaged me and I went in straight away and I thought, hold on a minute, they're all sitting here, they've got it in my size. So I went through and then it was just, we don't deliver. It's like, oh, great.
After all of that, I had the same problem because I weren't thinking about getting them, but I was like, do you know what? If I get them earlier than the UK release, you know what I mean? A bit of content and everything else. But yeah, didn't work out, man. And I think the UK didn't have as many pairs as I thought. Like, there weren't as many. There were a few raffles, don't get me wrong, but there weren't as much hype. I think obviously clouded by the Travises and everything else. It was just one of them things, man. And I think the weather, a lot of people, well, in America, it seems a lot of people aren't really sort of lusting over them, especially compared to the AM1 3s, even though they sat too. So yeah, like you said, man, definitely one of those shoes when the weather's better or come New Year, one to go for. Maybe even get them under retail, you know?
I think so. I think the J3s, you can see some, I think we've heard them going under retail on StockX as well. So I honestly think they're gonna do some more drops of the J4s like they've done with the J3s. I think give it another week or two, you'll be seeing shock drop or restocks. Sorry, not shock drops, restocks of J4s, and hopefully we'll be able to get them for retail.
Yeah, exactly. Even the freeze, they had a late drop, I think, from Foot Patrol, first come first serve, on their website. So that was like what like a month now later on, later, and they're still getting drops. So yeah, Jordan 4s, I think definitely they'll get probably later pairs. I'm just waiting for them 95s, man. I'm really considering getting them in early, like paying a few £100 just to get them in early for content as well, knowing I need them in the collection. Yeah, have you heard any news about them or?
Yeah, those 95s, I believe they're going to be dropping towards the end of this month, is what I heard. So I think they're going to try and sandwich in another pair before that.
Right.
Simply, I think they'll just want to sort of go off the hype off the Travis. Obviously, that was a big thing this week. They want to sort of build it up again, build it up. A lot of people, I think, spent a bit of money this week. So yeah, I think that might be accurate. Maybe towards the end of October, we might be getting the 95s coming as well. And to be honest, if I manage to hit on a pair of those 95s for this year, I'll be happy for the rest of the year. And then if there's anything else, then you know, we'll look at it. But definitely the 95s, they've been on my radar since AM1 Money Air sort of announced the lineup of shoes they were collaborating on. And I think the biggest shock was the 95. So man, I mean, that is also coming with I think there's another 2 pairs of 95s dropping, which is something like Evolution or something of
the erosions. Erosion.
Yeah, so 2 pairs of those are coming out as well, 2 different colors. The erosions absolutely fire. I don't know if you can get it up on the screen, but these are another 2 that we'll probably have to look into because they absolutely look amazing.
Yeah, man, they look so good. And the thing is, 1 second, let me share my screen. I think it's a sneakers exclusive, so you know it's just gonna be annoying. I can just feel it. But yeah, I think it's definitely a pair I weren't considering until I saw them and I was like, whoa, hold on. Yeah, they look super clean, man. Let me get some more pictures up.
I mean, just look at that blue air unit. Just the contrast between that blue air unit and the neutral colors on the top is just
yeah. They knew what they were doing. They knew.
Wow.
The time of the year they're dropping very similar sort of time to the AM1 years. They know, man, and it's different. Like even the Freddies that we've spoken about already. Like I love a different 95. You know, anything with suede just changes the whole shoe.
Wow,
now, look at that.
The other side as well. Wow.
Oh, so good. And it's definitely those sort of greedy vibes, you know, where it's like mismatched panels on both sides.
100%.
Lovely.
Greedy 2.0s.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have a photo of the insoles, but the insoles actually tell the story of erosion as well, I believe. So it tells you how the erosion occurs in the insole.
Let's see. I think nah, not even Soul Supply's got them. I can have a look though, but yes, these little details, man, it's why these are so like sought after. You know, who's got these on Instagram? Hype Beast. I don't know if you guys can see. Let's see if they've got anything. But yeah, the browns, man. I know it's on the inside, but it's still like a really good looking shoe. Look at that. It's like a purple, blue. Oh man.
Wow.
So good. So good.
I'm hoping these won't be too hard to hit on. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, can you guys see that? Let me try to zoom in a bit. So Nike Air Max 95, as if unearthed by the process of erosion. Wow. And it's got a sneakers logo, Air Max logo, and Nike swoosh. So even on the box, you can see just here, and obviously on the insole, it's definitely going to be a sneakers exclusive. So yeah, you're better off. You have better chances of probably getting the Travises, to be honest, because even non-Air Max 95 heads or non-Air Max heads, they're going to be interested in these. It's so annoying. Oh yeah, well, even the tongue.
I mean, as soon as it's a hype pair or collaborative pair, people are all over it, you know. And then next thing you see is, I've got a size 9 or a 9.5 for sale, dead stock.
£700.
It's so annoying. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it is, man. It's similar to the Pattas as well, because even though it's obviously calmed down a bit now, but come on, man. I mean, like, who's really like, unless it's a hype collab like that, and obviously like a big drop like these 95s. I mean, you know, they're readily available, but it's part of the game, isn't it? I think it's part of the game. Harry's saying, James has said, I can tell a story of my eroding bank balance.
Comment of the day.
Bro,
Comment of the day. You've
bro.
got to pin that.
I feel you, bro.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Harry's saying, I thought I saw on Soul Supplier they drop on the 3rd of October, but they are perfection. Yeah, I thought it was the 6th, but you could be right, bro. It could be
birthday,
the 3rd. Okay, early.
If they're dropping on the 6th, I am getting every single person I know to go on sneakers.
Yeah,
just to get the clock. Or maybe they might be nice to me and just you know,
send you a pair, innit?
cover you for my birthday, maybe.
Is anything loaded on there yet? Because I haven't heard anything. There's nothing. Let me see if I can share it. Right, yeah, there's nothing on here. So upcoming. Ooh, let's go on here. Oh, so they got your dunks, bro. Did you hit on them? I think you got early access to them, didn't you?
Yes, so these are coming tomorrow. They've just shipped today. So these actually released tomorrow. I managed to cop a pair last week on early access from Route 1. So tomorrow, I was hoping they would come today so we can have a look on the show. But we'll have a look on the next show maybe. But yeah, these are ones that were a bit, not controversial, but we all got a first look of these with a different sole. So the outsole had sort of like paint stains on it, and it was sort of yellow in color. The outsole was yellow with black paint stains, and then they now changed it to a white outsole. So, the
midsole, you mean?
Oh, sorry, the midsole. Sorry, what am I saying? The midsole. They changed the midsoles to a white as opposed to that sort of yellow tan color. So I'm not too hung up about it, to be honest with you. I think it breaks up the whole the wheat look of the shoe, if I'm being honest with you. I think where they had the stain, where they had the sort of yellowish color, it just sort of blended in a bit too much for my liking. But I like this the way it is. And then you've got sort of the red carpet treatment with your tongue and the heel tab. It's just like sort of red velour, if you know what I mean. And these, sorry,
bro. That reminds me of the the tongue reminds me of the mellows. You know, the Air Max 1 mellows.
Yes. Yep.
Same sort of tongue.
Yeah. I mean, these. Nice, I think just it looks great, and I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with lace swapping these because I'm gonna try and do something with these. But yeah, the story behind these, City of Cinema, they're meant to represent cinematic history of Paris. There's a lot of Paris themed stuff this year, so yeah, it's for me, it's a great pair. I've got the wheats as well, which I bought last year, and I love those as well. So these were no brainer for me.
Yeah, really good pair, man. I mean, like I said, I'm not an SB guy, but every so often, like this and the Visties, do you know what I mean? They're like, whoa, what's going on here? But yeah, I can't be mad at these, man. Is there anything else? There's nothing. I mean, the Humaras, they got sort of a similar with the Mac attacks, but there's nothing else that's you know, with the 95s, I think it'll be a closer to the time kind of thing.
If you go onto the Nike app, there's two Air Max. I think there's TNs coming out, 2 TNs. I can't remember the actual name of it, but it's dropping this week, I believe, and I think it's on the Nike app. So let me see if I can find it.
Is that the reverse? I can't remember. It was like a pack in it from one block down.
Yes.
I think, I saw those. Yeah, these ones. They're like the reverse colors.
That's the one. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. So it's actually a one block down collaboration, and one block down was one of the retailers that I actually entered for the Travises, and yeah, they timed it perfectly, man. You can even see their badge, their logo on the tongue. Out of all of them, I think this one is probably the best one for me, just because obviously it's a bit like the Pimentos, just obviously in reverse.
Yeah.
The one block down branding on the toe, and obviously the logo on the tongue. I know this isn't the most sort of conventional Air Max Plus, but I mean, you know, you kind of need things like this, man. I'm just glad they didn't mess with the TN logo, that's for sure.
Yeah, the TN logos. Do you know what I do like? I do like the yellow hit on the soles. If you zoom in a little bit, go back to the previous photo and zoom in a little bit, you'll see.
What's that on the outsole, you mean?
I think it's just on the soles, isn't it? Or is it on the outsole?
I think that's on the outsole. I think, yeah, they do. It's like the outsole, but it kind of spills over.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I do like that a lot. I do like that.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It looks great, to be honest.
They got a blue as well, didn't they? Where was it? Yes, the details though, man, very nice. Got the blue, obviously with the orange and the white. For me though, the only problem I'm having is there is a lot of white on this shoe. It might not be a bad thing for a lot of people, but I don't know. It's like a 95. I think when there's too much white on the 95, it does put me off a little bit. Like, I'm not saying they look bad. It's just, you know, like this looks a bit too white. But
they look a bit like the Napolis, though, no?
Yeah. They do. Yeah. I think this one though is a bit
similar gradient, I would say.
Yeah. It's more it's giving me like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat vibes, you know, like.
Oh yes.
And then obviously the other one's sort of like the Scorpion. Yeah, so good, man. So good. I do like the little hits though, like all these little lace tips and, you know, the one block down blocking logo, sorry. Very nice, man. But yeah, there's no one.
Is actually a summer banger. The blue Sub-Zero one, absolutely great. But I think was it Killswitch you mentioned it, or someone mentioned the Negos as well, just above that.
Yeah.
These released last week over in China, I believe it was. It's a collaboration. I think Nego's first collaboration with Nike, and they've released a whole clothing line together with it as well. I think the varsity jackets, which are £600, and then you've got the t-shirts of it as well. But these are quite funky. I mean, if you like funky stuff, little showpiece shoes, I think these are probably it. If you look at the heel tab, you've got Nego and then Air written on the back as well.
It's a very sort of a showpiece kind of shoe, not one you can kind of wear.
Yeah,
in my opinion, like willy-nilly.
Yeah, it's one that would start a conversation. I mean, look, I think that looks brilliant. Nike and then Nego Force.
Yeah,
I think it's amazing. And yeah, Air Force 3. Who would have thought that, eh?
It's good though. They're doing things different. Like, I mean, we always moan with Nike or some brands like, oh, they're just giving us retros and the same stuff. But then when they try new stuff, it's like, oh, what is this? It's like the Jordan 4 RMs, the Nigels. It's giving me that sort of vibe, you know, the changing of the back, especially. People are like, oh, it looks fake. I was like, bro, like, come on, you just can't win. Like, I think with Nike and other successful brands, you just can't win, man. They moan, like we moan if we get too many retros, and we moan if we get too much like new tech or new innovations. You know what I mean? And I speak for all of us. Like, we're all like that. Not just, you know what I mean? I'm not moaning about other people. I'm saying we're all like that to an extent, you know?
I think a lot of people with shoes generally are like creatures of habit, you know? Go for the stuff that we used to, sort of thing. But, you know, if you're a bit open-minded, if you're someone who's a bit open-minded like me when it comes to shoes, then yeah, I like to have different things that I can say, look at this one's from wherever, this one's got this story. I just like to have that variation, if you know what I mean. I do love a good story. And also with these Negos, I don't know if anyone's seen on the Sneakers app and on YouTube as well, they've got like a manga sort of Transformers type cartoon going on as well. And it's really cool. And I do apologize, he's actually from Japan, not China, so I do apologize for anyone if that's offended anyone, but yeah, it's from Japan. But I think something different again for anyone out there looking to cop. And I think they're not going for too much. They're going for about £135.
Yeah, 145. So that's pretty good, man, for something new.
145.
145, yeah. I think the colorway itself, if I just share the screen again, if you kind of squint, it's giving me those eBay Dunk vibe, like just the colorway.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously just a bit changed with the panels and stuff, but yeah, man, I'm not mad at them. I mean, not a shoe I would go for, but definitely a shoe I would be asking, whoa, bro, like, where'd you get those? Or yeah, they're nice. Do you know what I mean? Changing the color blockings, obviously a new or like an old silhouette that we haven't really seen in many years. Yeah, just something like retro vibes with, you know what I mean? Like something new, man, something different.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. It's just, you know, something that we haven't seen before. And Air Force 3, it's not a silhouette that anyone's really familiar with or has been familiar with for the past couple of, you know, for the past decade, should I say. So it's nice that they're actually bringing these shoes back to life with these collaborators. A bit like the Nina Chanel's, you know, she was heavily involved with the Jordan 2s, but she's put her own take on the Jordan 3s. You know, I think it's great that these collaborators want to do something different with shoes and give it a different sort of touch and feel, if you know what I mean. But there is one pair of shoes I think we've missed out on amongst all the ones that we've spoken about, and that is, of course, the Wu-Tang Dunks.
Oh man, yeah. I think US got, is it a couple shock drops I'm hearing? Yeah. What obviously, if we've got any US viewers, let us know. The Wu-Tang Dunks, is that like is that, obviously it's going to be hype, but I mean, are people going mad for him, or is it just like, okay, like Nike are just bringing stuff out that should be left alone kind of thing? What's the US chat saying? Let us know. What were you thinking of, bro? Silly question, but I mean, are you going to be going on the resale market if you don't cop, or is it just kind of like try your luck and then that's it?
For me, I'm a huge fan of Wu-Tang Clan. Obviously, it's impossible to get a pair of the originals, so I'm 100% going to try and hit on these. But what might work in our favor is the fact that Jordan 1s have been on the decline, or, you know, in general over the last few months or this year certainly. So yeah, I think what Nike are trying to do, they're sacrificing one of their holy grails in the Wu-Tangs in order to try and create that hype around Jordan 1s again, you know. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to be, you know, near enough impossible to cop, or whether we're going to have a big sort of stock number. But it's one that, you know, I'd love to add him to my collection. The Wu-Tang Dunks, for me, are, I think, forever ingrained in sneaker culture. I think I've only ever seen one person, which was in the States, wearing a pair of these. I've never seen anyone else, not in the UK anyway, wearing a pair of these. That's how elite these shoes are, what originals are anyway.
Yeah, 100%, man. I think even for me, man, I mean, like, you got shoes that look similar to this color blocking. Obviously, you know how Nike go. When there's a grail or a shoe that is untouchable, they try and bring out similar colorways. Like, I think it's the Pollens, the Jordan 1 highs beforehand. Same sort of color blocking, but obviously Wu-Tang's Wu-Tang, innit? You can't really change that history. And yeah, it's kind of creating that buzz again around dunk highs and just sneaker culture. I think where Nike's getting a bit of stick, they're also, in my opinion anyway, they're doing things right in the right sort of way. They're not rushing out a lot of these grails. They're sort of slowly giving us drips and drabs. Obviously next year might be a different story. I mean, we've got so much heat coming out next year. We've got the white cement 4s, the PlayStations as well. I think the PlayStation Dunks, so much heat coming out next year. We've got new Chicago's dropping. Obviously the Black Toes coming out very soon as well. Yeah, James is saying there was only 36 made originally. So it's kind of like that sort of, it's scary because you bring out a shoe like this that's readily available, but actually releasing, does it take away from the myth, the legend? Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, when you're watching a horror film, it's stupid to say, but when you're watching a horror film, sometimes it's scarier and more enjoyable not seeing the ghost or the villain. Then when you finally see him, you're like, oh, is that it? But it's kind of the same sort of vibe. Obviously, it's a part of sneaker culture, man. Anyone who knows about dunks does know about the Wu-Tangs. Yeah, man.
I think I'm just getting my camera started, but
no worries, bro.
Apologies for the technical difficulties. But yeah, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, we can.
Amazing. Yeah, for me, I think these should have been numbered off inside, and I think they should still hold their own place, amongst you know, some of the most elite shoes out there. So, you know, the fact that they're being re-released, I don't think should, in my opinion, have an impact on, you know, the worth of the originals, if you know what I mean, because the originals will always be the originals, and I'm sure these aren't going to be like for like the originals as well. I don't know if you can pull up a photo of the actual original versions and then put them alongside, but I think there's always going to be slight subtle differences, as there always is with retros.
I can have a look. The thing is, I think the fact that these never, I'm sure they never released, did they? So it's kind of like people who obviously have seen the myth, the legend, they can actually get them. But at the same time, it's like, do you know what I mean? Like resellers are kicking themselves, whoever got them, got their hands on them. But it's like, come on, man. Like, we're at a stage where new sneakerheads are getting into the game. They don't know about certain shoes, or they weren't able to get certain shoes, like myself. You know, there's a lot of pairs that are grails, but I've only sort of learned or been able to sort of like think about them in the last, 3 to 5 years, where I've been collecting more seriously. So, you know, I just don't like people who gatekeep, man. And with certain shoes like this, and obviously the next year is going to be crazy, and I think we're going to see a lot of people just try and gatekeep. Yeah, it's great to see, man. Sneakers like this actually being released and actually being hopefully somewhat attainable, you know?
I think it's also cool. I mean, on one hand, it's also cool for anyone actually coming into the sneaker game, you know, anyone actually, you know, just beginning their journey. I think it's cool that all these shoes are, you know, being released and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I try to imagine myself as someone just getting into the game, and it's like, oh, look, all these fire shoes from back in the day, you know, how am I going to get hold of them, blah, blah, blah. But now, you know, they've been re-released, you know, it's a chance for people to actually cop a pair. And I think it's a good time, you know, good time for anyone who's coming into the game. But, you know, it's going to be a reseller's dream. And as I like to call it, a reseller's exclusive. So, yeah, I see you've got a picture of Ice and that, is it?
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about these low polys, the Air Max 1s, which is basically, you know, an Air Max 1 OG. Look, I've been so ill this week, so I haven't really done research on this. It's just, I know he did like a live stream of opening these up, and they're giving me the sort of comic vibe, very much like the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse sort of, you know, glitchy sort of silhouette to them. Yeah, there's going to be a crazy sort of rollout for these. Apparently, it's going to be like where you got to find like certain Easter eggs and stuff like that. I don't know too much about these. I might do a separate video talking about these in this release. Yeah, there's like a pre-order apparently will begin on October 8th. Apparently, there's no talk about UK release. It's more about the US release at the minute. But yeah, I think, is this the video? Let's see if we can see the video. Can you guys hear that? Or
I mean, from a distance, it just looks like a standard Air Max 1. I mean, look, now that he's got it next to the camera, you can see it's all been sort of squared off somewhat.
Yeah. Like comic kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of vibe. Well, even the tongue, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like sort of comic booked off, if that makes sense, like pixelated.
8-bit version. They've done it like an 8-bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. So someone's got James' comment looked like they took a picture of an Air Max 1 on an iPhone 3 and said, yes, that's the design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
like they've got a square next to the swoosh as well at the end of that video.
So what are we saying, broskies? Are we feeling these, or is it just a bit of a gimmick? Are we sort of tired of the OG red for now because we had the big bubbles? What was it last year? And to be fair, this doesn't look like a big bubble as far as I can see. It looks like a kind of a revamped 87 cut, I want to say.
Yeah, it's hard to make out, but
yeah, it's a bit of a, because you can see like the panels here. It's like obviously poly refers to polygon where it's more squared. Obviously,
that's definitely not a big bubble. I know that much.
Yeah, definitely more the 87 cut. I just hope, based on the materials on the upper, they're not like rigid like the poly kind of look like. Obviously the other panels looks like a normal Air Max 1, just with obviously more squared off design with the swoosh, obviously the sort of mud guards and stuff. So it looks different. It looks good, but I don't know, man. It's a bit gimmicky, I think, or it could be just the wrong timing, to be honest.
Yeah, I think, look, for Nike to be collaborating with someone like Kai Cenat, who probably is one of the biggest, or the biggest streamer in the US or even around the world, I think, again, it's like a clever marketing strategy. Just by changing subtle details like the swoosh, like a polygon sort of thing, just by doing that, I think it's enough to create a hype and buzz around the shoe. So I think these will sell out just based off of his hype, if you know what I mean. Not more so on the shoes hype. It's like, oh look, Kai Cenat's just released this. I think it's his first collaboration with Nike as well. So
I think he had a bit of hype with the DNs. I think he was the one of the influencers that got him early, and he was on the was it the sneakers day, I want to say? Was it sneakers or Air Max day, or just beforehand? It was the on the app he did like a live stream where he phoned in or something and he spoke about the DNs and everything else. It was just a live stream. Sorry, it was a live stream beforehand, and he spoke about the DNs. And I think what him and Nike are slowly doing, I guess they're trying to get a younger audience over to Nike again. Because obviously a lot of people have been rocking with Nike for decades at this point, but he brings in the younger audience. And obviously, like we've seen with these Air Max 1 polys, something new, something new. And where people really want them or like them, it's a whole different story. But people wanted the 87 cut, didn't get them. I guess this is going to be the closest we're going to get for a while. And then they've changed the upper. So it's like, okay, like some people can be annoyed at it. I get it. But at the same time, you got, like I said earlier, you want something new, but at the same time, you want the retro. And then, you get too much of the other and you do get a bit annoyed. But it looks cool, man. Something new. Haven't heard anything about a UK release. It could be like a global release. I know there is a pre-order going on. It's pretty mad. But let's see, man. Let's see. What's the chat saying about these? Yeah, Kai Cenat is signed to Nike. Yep, he is.
It's a big move. And also, as we know, Nike have changed their CEO as well. So, there's going to be big changes at Nike. And I think from what I'm being told is that it's a good move. This guy's going to bring about a lot of changes. He really wants to go back to the roots of what Nike is all about, the community and everything else. So let's hope, next year we'll be seeing a lot of changes. And I think that sort of coincides with what they're trying to do by bringing out all these older sort of, bringing out all these retros for next year. So hopefully it's a good thing for us, to be honest. But I forgot to mention one thing. I did actually pop another pair of shoes yesterday. If you remember, I told you they're not Nike, but I managed to grab a pair of Sauconys. Collaboration with J Tips. Let me see if I can get it on the screen here for you. There we go. So this is J Tips collaboration with with Saucony, and yeah, I just had to go for these as soon as I saw them. I think they're the Omni Pro Grid 9s, so good. Pro Grid Omni 9, sorry. I mean, just looking at the materials on these, I think I've got 3 pairs of Sauconys now. This will be my 4th pair, but every pair that I have, the materials are just incredible. And this pair, I think, is going to be no exception, because what J-Tips is doing over there, I think, is incredible. He's bringing out heat over at Saucony. I think these also sold out as soon as they were released, or not instantly, but they did sell out. And I went onto the Saucony website yesterday and just thought I'd chance it, and there was one 8.5 left, which was my size, and quickly put it into my basket. And yeah, hopefully these will be getting delivered tomorrow, along with the City of Cinema SB Dunks. So yeah, these, look at the details on these. I mean, look, at the moment, if you look at Nike and their collaborations and stuff, they could take a page out of their book. I mean, even from down to the toe box area, which is sort of like honeycomb mesh, down to the side panels, the insoles, everything about it is just collaboration. Look at that. Even that,
it looks so good, so good.
You know,
yeah, I think even the previous drop with J-Tips and Saucony, I think that was like a contender for shoe of the year. A lot of people, put them in the at least top 10. Do you know what I mean? And I think this might be the same this year. I know he's like he's got a lot of creative freedom over there, and who knows if he would get that with a brand like Nike or New Balance. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, definitely one, like you said, a head turner, man. You'll be sniping heads easily with these.
Yeah, I just, I think what he's doing over there, I think, is incredible. And I really do think this is what collaborations should be about. All the details on the shoes, you're getting your money's worth at the end of the day. So yeah, for me, these are, a lot of people will say maybe I can't pull it off, but the golden brown hits on the bottom, I think, you could easily sort of pull this off with a few fits. But yeah, what's the chat saying? I mean, there's not a lot of people that, is into their Sauconys or anything. It's all about Nike these days. But generally, when Saucony bring out a pair with J-Tips, it's a must for me.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are feeling these. Like maybe a couple of years ago, it was all about Nike and New Balance. Now I think, getting cramp. Now I think brands like Saucony, obviously, it's similar to what New Balance did a couple of years ago, where there was that Salehi Pembury, other collaborations brought the 2002 Arse to life, and, all of these sort of silhouettes where no one sort of batted an eyelid. And I think Saucony are doing it the right way, just like those. Quality materials, like Homer said, nice quality. The panels are different. On shoes, you wouldn't really look at if you weren't a Saucony head. And yeah, it's just one of them collaborations that I can see still going down a couple more years down the line. And then it's like Grail status, do you know what I mean? Where the first collab might just be like unobtainable unless you're willing to spend hundreds of quids, you know what I mean? £100 on them.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. The first collaboration was great. And I think it was always going to be hard to top the first one with these as well. I still think the first ones are better, but I think these are also quite good as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think I do prefer the first collab or the previous collab. I think it's just the shape of the shoe for me. Obviously, I didn't get them, but I know a lot of people loved them. Like they definitely put them in their top 5s, top 10s, and it got a lot of wear. So I got FOMO to an extent, but at the same time, I was like, there was so much coming out as well. And I was like, you know what? Maybe down the line, we'll see if the hype's still real. And it looks like it is.
Yeah, no, they've done really well. They've done very, very well. And also to add to the exterior and the aesthetics of the shoe, I think they're really comfortable as well. the 3 pairs that I've got are some of the most comfiest shoes that I've ever owned.
Yeah.
Even more comfier than the Vomero 5s. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Wow, it's a big shout, man. It's a big, because the Vomeros for me, I'd say they're at least top 3 comfy shoes in my collection. And I've got a few New Balance, obviously a few sort of running shoes and stuff. So yeah, that's crazy, man. Talking about releases, I wanted to do a little a top 10 review, bro. Like top 10 sneakers for you. I know we did like a top 5 last stream, but top 10 for you that stand out. And it could be a mixture of dunks and everything else. But if you could think of 10, and I know I'm putting you on the spot a bit, but if you can just think of 10, like without thinking too much, if that makes sense. I know there's a lot of heat and we're not done yet by any means. What stands out to you? You do 5, I'll do 5, and then we'll do the next 5, I think. And chat can help us out too. I think they can.
Yeah. I would probably say first one in my top 10. We're doing 5, aren't we?
5, yeah, 5 and then 5.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm a massive Hirashi fan. First one's got to be Hirashi. Original release, I think, was round about the 2001 mark, which was the originals with the large Velcro going over the front, the black ones.
This year top 10 release this year.
Oh, this year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So this year for me, that would be quite easy. The bread reimagined.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Jordan 4, I think it's got to be one of the top ones. Again, another J4 for me is the military blues.
Mm-hmm.
SB dunk wise, I've got to say the Futuras, which I absolutely love. I can't believe I managed to cop a pair of those. I don't want to give away any of the big hitters, but I've already mentioned it. So for me, the Visties, just for how different they are, how unique they are, and how how limited they were as well. I'd have to say the Visties. And
what was it, 20k pairs or something, wasn't it? That I saw.
It was like a silly stock number, but it was something like 20,000 in the UK only. And I think there was X amount in Europe, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it, but I know stock numbers were quite low. But I think resale was something between 360 to 400 at the moment on certain sites, and the bigger ones are a bit more. So I don't know if it's going to gain any value or whatever. I don't look into it that much, but that's number 4. And the other one for me has got to be, just as in its uniqueness, is the Alexis Sablone SB Dunks.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, the Chameleons. I think they're fantastic. I will give other 5 as well, but that's the first 5 for me. I think are great, something different to the table, and they're all unique in their own way.
Yeah, nice. I can't argue with a lot of those, man. I think I've got to agree on the bread reimagines, the Jordan 4s, just simply for what that colorway means for me. It was like my first Jordan 4 when I was like, I don't know, 14, 15. And obviously it's not the original sort of new buck, but I like it because of that as well. Like, they're more wearable. It's crazy to think that those and the military blues came out this year, with all the sneakers that we've had. I know February, around that time they both sort of released. I think it was March for the military blues, but yeah, definitely the Bread Reimagines. That's definitely my top 10. I'd say also the AM1 Freeze. I got to put them in there. Obviously similar to the Black Cement Freeze, which will most likely make the top 10 for a lot of people as well. But I just think they did something different to it, which is why I'd rank it over those. The Black Cement Freeze, the Royal Volts, the Air Max 1s that you just copped as well. I think it's got to make it, just because of the, what it's done for the culture, in the sense of Air Max culture. I know there's no hype behind them, and that's another reason why I like them. Obviously it's a Volt midsole, man. Love a bit of Volt. I'd say something different as well. It's got to be the pimento TNs, the Nike TN or sunsets that people call it. So yeah, those stand out a lot, those 4. Another one, I'm trying to have a look. You know what? I'd chuck in the Jordan 1 low mockers, man. I know it's a bit of a lackluster sort of pick, but if it's a shoe I'm going to wear and wear a lot, and I'm not a Jordan 1 low guy at all. But yeah, that mocha colorway, some might like argue it's better than the Travis Scott's because it's a bit more wearable, it's simple, and it doesn't overdo it. So yeah, I chuck the Jordan 1 low mockers in my 5th spot.
Good shout. And that's another pair actually that I'm probably going to go back for because obviously they're readily available. I think they're great. Those low mockers, I think they're great. And that's a great 5 to start off with, to be honest. I can't argue with any of that because you've given me 5 that have a bit of everything there. You know, there's a lot of variety going on there and you can pretty much wear them any time of the year, if I'm being honest with you. But those mockers are very, very sort of versatile. You can wear them going out. It's a smart fit. You can wear them if you're going out, you know, just casually. I think it's a great choice. Really, really great choice.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And I was only meant to get them in for a review, but I was a bit half-hearted with them. As soon as I got them in, and I think I got 10% off on Offspring anyway, so I got them like for $130. And I was like, do you know what? Not a Jordan 1 low guy, like I've said, but yeah, these are, do you know what I mean? And I know half the time you're going to look down, they'll look like a panda dunk, but it's a lovely shoe, man. It's a lovely shoe.
Ride the wave for now,
yeah, man. Or wear some crop chinos or something to show off the back. Definitely. But yeah, your next 5 has.
Yeah, so next 5, for me, it's got to be the Air Max 1 Jacquemus collaboration. So the red ones, I always got these ones close to hand because I love them. But these ones here, the red Jacquemus Air Max 1s, I think, again, so different, man. It's just the way they completely flipped the whole concept of the shoe, the whole, you know, the makeover of it. I think it's amazing. Definitely top 5 for me overall for the whole year. 100%.
Okay, yeah.
It's that much I rate it. Then we've got I've got this here as well. We've got Nike SB PS8s, which I love the fact that this is the Safari colorway and Nike have introduced something a bit different in terms of silhouettes. So these for me are comfortable. They're flying it as well. So I don't know if you can see all this side is all flying it, and then you've got sort of like the sort of nubuck kind of imprint on there. Just a really, really cool pair of shoes. You know, you've got the gold hits there and around the sock liner, and you've got sort of like a translucent bottom as well. These are comfy as anything, honestly. One of the best silhouettes Nike brought out this year, in my opinion, these PS8s.
Yeah.
So that's also in my top 10. The other one I'm probably going to say off the top of my head is a Dior Greenwood SB Dunk Highs. I don't know if you've ever seen Dior Greenwood.
I haven't, you know. Let's have a look. Oh, they the highs, yeah?
Yeah, they're the highs, yeah.
Yeah. 1 second, broskies. Right, am I sharing the screen? There we go. Yeah, these are clean, bro. These are clean.
Right. So this, I don't even know where to begin with explaining what the materials are like, but it's designed by a skater who is a native Indian in America, and the materials which it's made from is almost like the hide of an animal, if you know what I mean.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's thin, but it's very strong, if you know what I mean. It's not gonna tear away or get rinsed when you wear it a few times. Really, really good materials. There's so, I don't even know where to begin with the details on this, but so many details that I'll leave it to anyone who's watching to check them out online. But The detailing on this, like on the heel tab, for example, is the rising of the sun. On the swoosh and on the front, it's the constellation, the little the bears or the stars or whatever it is. You've got like a totem pole on the back. I just think what they've done with this shoe is incredible in terms of detailing, but also they've matched it with authentic materials, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Sort of like what native Indians would use. The toe box is actually, there's little cutouts for the stars on the toe box. Which stars.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the stripe on the lace represents. I can't remember that, but honestly, the shoe is amazing. I remember getting these in hand, yeah, and I was like, wow, this is what it's all about. This is the storytelling.
Yeah.
And then I actually went onto Dior Greenwood's page, and I went onto Nike SB, and I watched it all, and it was like just amazing to see that. As you know, an enthusiast, I thought that is exactly what I like to have in my shoe. So that is 100% in my top 10. The next one for me is probably, it's a really, really big toss up for me, but I'm looking at the Year of the Dragon Jordan 1 lows. Okay.
Right. Okay.
I think a great pair of shoes. Great pair of shoes. And the Nina Chanel J3s as well. Both of them are really good, but I'd have to go with the J3s simply because of how she changed the whole face of that J3. You know, it's all entirely made of canvas. The switch up on the heel tab, the colors on there, amazing what she's done with it. Definitely in my top 10.
Yeah.
And to finish it off, I'm going to go with an underrated GR Nike SB Dunk, which is the big money saving SB Dunk. I don't know if you've ever seen it or you've heard of it. Now this could have easily been a collaboration pair. It is a GR pair, but when you bring it up, you'll see what I'm talking about, the details and the materials on this shoe.
Oh yes. Okay.
So these, along with, it was a toss up between this and the Trocaderos. Okay. Both of which are so underrated. It's unbelievable. Absolutely amazing pair of shoes. I'm giving it to the BMS, the big money savings, simply because of how unique it is. Okay. From like the materials like on the shoe, which represent like thrifting, and then you've got like an old sofa, and then you've got grandma's like sort of
the mirror in the mid panel. Yeah.
And then you've got the hemp toe box on the front. And then what I find absolutely fire amongst all that, you've got the blue sort of Tiffany hits in there as well. Bro, this is, if this was a collaboration, this would have been sold out. It would have flown like bang, gone.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even an SB guy, but bro, it's giving me like hits of the crepe hemps, you know, the Air Max 1 crepe hemps, like a smart, sleek. Do you know what I mean? And it's not that much of a skateboarderish look to it. Like I know SB obviously, but I mean, it's one of them shoes you can dress down as well and dress up. So nice, bro. Yeah,
I mean, these and the Trocaderos as well. The Trocaderos are fantastic. I've done a whole thing on it on my Instagram page. I don't know if anyone wants to check it out after, but took a whole load of pictures on my skateboard and stuff. Real cool pair of shoes. Yeah, man. I think this year has been the year for GRs. If you're into your SB Dunks, GRs have been fantastic this year. We've only had, I think, 3 or 4 solid collaborations, but the general releases, it's been fire this year. And what's even better is that people have been able to get a hold of these, you know.
That's the thing. That's why I think this year it looks like it's miles ahead of last year, man, in terms of releases. I know obviously everyone's saying sneakers are dying and resale's dead or whatever, but honestly, in terms of actually liking sneakers and not just hype sneakers, this is the year it feels like the reset year, you know, where it's like the calm before the storm.
Reset.
Yeah, I know next year is going to be allegedly a madness, especially from Nike. But it just feels like a nice, calm year. Like, obviously, bar the Travises and bar the crazy collabs, you can just 9 times out of 10, you can cop. Do you know what I mean? You can actually get a pair. And even if you miss out, resale prices aren't even too crazy, you know? So, yeah, that's another fire 5, man. Honestly, very niche as well with the SPs.
Yeah. Kill Switch mentioned the receipt on the tongue. I don't know if you've seen the receipt on the tongue.
Is it for these or which ones were they?
No, for the big money savings.
Is that on the? Let's have a look.
I can get one down for you. I'll show you.
Go on. I think it's coming up on here, bro.
Right, so these are quite cool. Right. Oh, this is the short receipt. The other one's got the long receipt on there, so I'll show you the.
It's on the inside, isn't it?
Here we go. So I've had to tuck these in.
Oh, so man.
In there as well.
That is crazy, bro.
I mean, the details on this is just, it's insane. I mean, it's crazy. So much going on with this shoe. It's mind-boggling, really. I mean, this tongue is just so fat. It reminds me of my mum's old sofas when I was little.
Those Turkish sofas, isn't it?
Yeah, man, it just does, honestly. And then this bit here is like sort of wallpaper, those old school wallpaper that you'd see in your nan's house, but you know, obviously in silver, and even that red pylon in the middle with the blue on the soles. I mean, I've changed my laces on mine. I've put sort of cream off-white color rope laces, but yeah, these are just incredibly underrated. I think it's one of my shouts for sneakers of the year, if I'm being honest. That's a big shout, but for a GR, I can't believe how good these are. They're just incredible. Incredible shoes, incredible storytelling, and for a GR, and for people to be able to get a hold of these as well, for retail, readily available, I think it's a winner. Absolute winner.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm not an SB guy, but like the Visties, every so often there's a colorway like these where it's just like, whoa, hold on. Am I about to get my first SB dunk in God knows how long? Yeah. Just to answer a few of the comments. Zeng, we are in Europe. We're in the UK. So Kudella's like 2025 is going to be insane. I might have to sell a kidney. Me and Hass say this all the time, man. Someone might have to get a pre-order in for a kidney because it's like, it's going to be crazy. Honestly,
we've already remortgaged our houses, so you know, it's good to go.
I'm telling you, man. Hopefully, getting a good interest rate as well. So, yeah, it's nuts. I've fired obviously another fire 5 for me. Like let's just say obviously it's gonna be sneakers that aren't out yet, and sneakers that have only just come out or obviously come out throughout the year. Air Max 1 Huff, man. I think I've got to put that in there. The Air Max 1 Huff. I know obviously you might have forgotten about those, bro, but that's got to make it.
About it. To be honest, I did.
Yeah. It's obviously it's not hyped, but what it means for Air Max 1 heads and Air Max heads in general. Crazy, man. Crazy history. Obviously, been a while since the last retro. My first half an Air Max 1. And obviously the story behind it, how I copped, me and Hass copped at the same time directly from Huff, adds a bit more of a sweet moment, I guess, a bit of a story to tell the kids and whoever else, grandkids and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll put those in there. I want to say the military blues, the Jordan 4s, but I haven't worn mine yet. And I'm thinking, as much as obviously one of the GOATs in terms of colorways for Jordan 4s, I think I'm steering to more Air Max sneakers this year because like the Voltage Purple TNs, crazy. Like I can't believe they come out in like February as well. So I'd say the Voltage Purples, I put those over those. Military 4, I feel like, I got to put them in there anyway. Do you know what I mean? I think because it's closer to the original, the colorway. There was a lot of hype behind them, whether it was a good or bad hype. You know, some people moaned about the quality and stuff like that. So yeah, that's 3. Top of my head, it's tough because it's shoes where you're waiting for, like the 95s, the AM1 5s, 95, sorry, where that would probably make my top 3, top 5. Do you know what I mean? But they're not out yet. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. Travis Scott's, can I put them in there? Because I haven't got them, and obviously it's just kind of a cop out. But I've got to put them in there, man. The Travis Scott medium olives. It's definitely a shoe where I'm thinking of resale, man. And I know it's a silly thing to do because it's all hype. Technically, I've got the mockers, which I'm arguably more wearable. Some people say better looking, but yeah, it's still a Travis Scott at the end of the day. Even though I didn't think I put them in there, I might say reverse dark camo 90s. I might, man, just because it's such a loud shoe, man. And it's a 90 as well, bro. And it's a 90, do you know what I mean? I didn't think they'd go as quick, man. They went like mad quick.
Yeah, they did.
It's crazy.
Really good pair of shoes. Really good pair of shoes.
Did you copped as well, yeah? I remember.
Yeah. I literally got mine a couple of days after you. I think you got a good deal on your ones.
Yeah.
Got about
20 early.
I got onto 7 Store as well, but I had no such luck. But managed to cop a pair as well. I think they're great. I think I wore mine the next day as soon as I got them. Went out to Nando's, and there was people looking and stuff, and like, what are those like? Just such an awesome pair. That bright, vivid sort of infrared, you know, just amongst that camo. It's just amazing. Amazing shoe.
Did you do the lace swap? I think you showed me a few pictures with different laces.
I've done the lace swap, but I kept it with the infrared laces. There's a couple of lace swaps I did with mine, but kept it with infrared just to give it that bright sort of punchy look. Yeah.
Such a nice colorway, man. And I think as well, the 180 might have a shout, but I just think in terms of
big shout out to Zheng that he hit on 2 medium olives.
Where is he? Oh man, I'm not happy for you, bro.
You need to go and play the lottery. Honestly, if you've hit on 2 medium olives,
Zhang, honestly,
Zhang, there's been 7 drops, and I've probably entered 1 million raffles for 7 drops of Travis Scott's, and you've managed to hit on 2 medium olives. Kudos to you.
Honestly, bro. Honestly. So he's also saying he loves Nando's, but he's in the US. Listen, it's UK culture, man. Nando's, as overrated as it is, and believe me, I really do think like we love it here. We do. Like I love a Nando's, but Hass, I don't know about you, bro. I think because we're Turkish, like we're spoilt for food. Like we know good chicken. We know good food when we know it. Like because we grew up with all the spices, the kebabs, and everything. But there's something about a Nando's, man. A cheeky Nando's. Do you know what I mean? There's something about it.
It is. Look, when you look at it from the outside, bit of glorified grilled chicken, but you can't help but not love. Or you can't help but love Nando's. Sorry, it's just as soon as the missus like she'll go out and eat. Yeah, it's always just Nando's. So it's just easy, man. It's just nice. Peri peri chips, Nando's, can't go wrong.
Yeah,
it's all about the seasoning, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, I think as well. It's more sociable, isn't it? It's like, oh, what do you fancy like tonight? And then it's like, okay, should we just go get a Nando's? Do you know what I mean? Half chicken and stuff like that. Oh, sorry, it's my uncle at the door. Obviously, lahmacun, man. Come on, bro. Come on. I think I had them the other day as well. My missus made them. Man, bro, it's such an underrated cuisine. Can you say it? Cuisine?
You can say it. It's part of Turkish cuisine, I suppose.
Yeah, or dish, I should say. A Turkish dish. Yeah, and obviously Hass knows his stuff, man. He was on Master Chef. Do you know what I mean? He knows his cooking, man. But
lahmacun is great. I've actually got a pizza oven outside.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually made lahmacun in there. So I've made pizza, but not lahmacun. But that's a good shout, to be honest.
Yeah, man. Bit of lemon. Do you know what I mean? A bit of salad.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Too late for me to eat now.
Honestly, bro. I think what is the time? Because I might even get one out of the freezer. We tend to freeze them here and then just dash it in the
Oh,
oven.
really?
Yeah, man. We've got a Lutmagen cooking stream. Listen, a little tutorial. Who knows, man? Who knows? But yeah, Hass, before we go, is there anything, maybe like couple sneakers you're looking forward to the most that hasn't, that we know is coming out, but hasn't obviously come out just yet? What sort of stands out the most to you?
Yeah, look, for me, those 95s, I think the AM1 Air 95s for me are the ones that probably stand out the most. If I can get those, I think I'll be done for the year, to be honest with you. I would have got pretty much everything that I wanted this year. Also, the Wu-Tangs we just hit on as well. Massive fan of Wu-Tang. So, you know, I think anyone who cops those also cops a part of history, no matter what you say. You know, and then, you know, there was a reason why they released 36, you know, 36 chambers, etc. You know, so it's so limited that, you know, no one can even sort of cop a pair when they first dropped out, because it was only friends and family, wasn't it?
Yeah. It weren't even like attainable then, innit? Do you know what I mean? And for them to bring them back out or bring them out, you know, it's crazy.
But yeah, to answer Kill Switch, I know you mentioned it earlier on in the show as well, the Wizard of Oz SBs. Yeah, they're mad. Honestly, they're a bit of a mind, whatever you want to call it, because I don't know if you've seen it, but these SBs are just wild. Like, they're just wild. I'll probably go in for them, simply because it's just that wild, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's one of them like crazy shoes that you look back on and be like, wow, yeah, I'm glad I did, kind of thing.
100%. So yeah, I'll probably go in for them. But those of you that haven't seen it, check out Wizard of SB, Wizard of Oz SB Dunks. It's obviously representing the Wizard of Oz. It's that sort of collaboration, and yeah, it's pretty out there.
Yeah, it's true, man. I think you're spot on with the 95 AM1 years. I think I don't get shoes in early often in terms of paying resale for content, but every so often, yeah, it's got to be done. I think the 95 AM1 years, the erosions, it's going to be a myth because, like I said, sneakers and me just don't get on, man. It's that sort of toxic X, you know what I mean? It's that kind of vibe. But yeah, I'll be going for the erosion, the 95s. I'm looking forward to those. Might be a couple reach backs as well. But nothing really else stands out to me. Maybe the Black Toe Jordan 1s, maybe, but I'm not like, do you know what I mean? It's if I get them, I get them. If I don't, I don't. Hopefully though, hopefully though, the Hyper Blue TNs as well. I know everyone keeps asking me, bro, when they're coming out, and I don't have any more information than you guys do, because to complete the pack, very similar to the Ugly Duckling pack. Out of the TNs, those are the three, the Holy Trinities. Do you know what I mean? The Voltage Purple, Mementos, and Hyper Blues. And I think they've got to come out before the end of the year, man. They have to.
Did we manage to find out what the mystery pair were for the AM1 Air drop?
I think it wasn't it the Jordan 14 or something like that? I think we saw it on the other stream. I think it was something like that, from what I can remember.
Yes, was it?
Say it again, sorry?
Was it a guess or was it actually confirmed? Because I can't remember now.
I'm not sure, you know. I think it was that one, because I know it was the Converse Low, the 39s, Jordan 39s, but then it wasn't. I think it was the Jordan 14, I want to say. I can't remember off the top of my head. I haven't heard anything though. If the chat can confirm anything, just let us know. Kill Switch does say though, Black Toes have been delayed till next year. Right, okay. So, you know, I'm not a Jordan guy, bro. But yeah, fair enough, man. It gives us a bit of a chance then to relax, seeing out the next couple months. But next year, man, next year is just going to be crazy, honestly.
Get ready to sell your kidneys, people, because honestly, I think they're dropping the whole catalogue next year. All coming out. So
that's it, man.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, even the Sunders, to be fair, I'm trying to see if I do want the Gore-Tex all black pair. I know there's like a purple and a red it's kind of on the radar, but it's not like, oh, definitely need them kind of thing. But yeah, the Sunders are cool. The Sunders are cool, man. Yeah, man, I think Hass, we're going to wrap it up, bro. I've been holding you hostage for almost 2 hours. It's been lovely as always, bro. I think we had a good weekend on the footballing front as well. Obviously, you went to United Old Trafford, got a nice win. We left it late, but we did a job against Leicester. And yeah, man, I think hopefully same time next week, Monday, if Hass is free, we'll chop it up again. And obviously, Mr. Irish himself has probably got more dubs in the pipeline that's going to be delivered to look at as well, man. But yeah, Hass, where can we find you, bro? Shout out your handles and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll go through my main one, the sneakers sort of page, which is my Instagram handle of HB Kicks, HBKICKZZ. You can catch me on there. You can message me privately if you want. I know Kill Switch and myself, we talk quite regularly as well about stuff that's coming out. He regularly messages me on Instagram. So if you want to catch me, HB Kicks on Instagram. You can catch a few of my latest drops on there. Yeah, man. Obviously, you're part of the furniture now, bro. So yeah, it's good to see, man. I do all the photos myself as well. All the photos you see on my page, it's all taken by me. So yeah, some
wicked. Even these patters, man. These patter pictures, honestly, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Pictures, don't they?
Yeah, it made me like, I'm like, it's killing me, bro. But yeah, some sick pictures, man. Always. Yeah, give Hass a follow. Obviously, subscribe to my channel. So obviously to the channel if you're not already. And yeah, I guess we'll save the rest for next week. Trying to think if there's anything off the top of my head that's coming out. That's, obviously apart from hopefully anyway, the erosions, that'll be nice to talk about too. But yeah, until next week, broskis, stay blessed. Don't forget Discord link to join down below as well. Hit that up. And until next Monday, fingers and toes crossed. And yeah, no technical difficulties. Till the next episode, broskis. Peace.